To our Pacific family, today we are greatly honoured that Vaovasamanaia, the Right Honourable Winston Peters, the most experienced and respected politician in the New Zealand Parliament today, the man that should be leading this country and soon will. Our only voice and friend in the government is receiving our petition. I remind you all that it was David Seymour of the ACT Party, Winston Peters of New Zealand First, that went against their coalition partners that stood alongside the Samoan people's determination for the 1982 Privy Council decision to be delivered. 42 years we waited for justice, and successive governments led by National and Labour ignored us. Today he will receive our petition that calls for New Zealand immigration to respect the peoples of the Pacific by treating us with respect, dignity, equality, as they do 3.2 billion people from other countries around the world. He has listened to the voice of Samoa's Prime Minister, Lauli Malietoa Poltava-Fosi-Schmidt, and Fiji's Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka, supporting the Pacific Justice Petition. He got the mandate he waited for, and has publicly stated the treatment of Pacific families has to be given serious consideration. Winston, the Pacific people pray that God will guide you through the evil that surrounds you, that don't want to treat the Pacific people with fairness and equality. I'll read you the petition. I, an eye after an eye, petition the New Zealand Government on behalf of Pacific Justice Movement, representing the collective voice over 16 million people of the Pacific. We humbly but firmly request that New Zealand immigration treat Pacific peoples with the same respect, dignity and equality afforded to citizens of 61 other nations, representing a combined population of more than 3.2 billion people who are eligible to travel to New Zealand directly or via Australia and receive a visa-free 3-month visitor's visa on arrival, stamped at the airport. We know that the Minister of Immigration has the authority to address this inequity by directing her ministry to enable visa on arrival access to Pacific nations. Despite repeated requests, this issue has been consistently ignored. We therefore call on the Right Honourable Vaovasamanaia Winston Peters, Minister of Foreign Affairs, to urgently bring this matter before the House and request that a select committee conduct an urgent inquiry into the unfair and discriminatory treatment of Pacific people under the current immigration settings. We further request that any final parliamentary vote on this issue be a conscience vote of members of Parliament. Sir, I remind the House that as recently as last year, the New Zealand Immigration Office in Samoa was open only for 1 hour per day. 1 hour per day, to serve a population of 200,000 people. Many travelled by ferry from Samoa to arrive and find the doors closed. This was compounded by the expectation that applicants rely on online systems, despite many Pacific villages lacking reliable internet access, despite many people lacking the digital literacy required to navigate these systems. This was not merely inconvenient, it was an insult to the dignity and integrity of our people.
Definitely.
It was your intervention last year, sir, that led to the office being open for 8 hours per day. Today, Pacific people have gathered here, and many more wait across the Pacific in the hope that you will once again deliver justice. We do not blame the people of New Zealand. Many have no idea how Pacific people have been treated by the New Zealand immigration for decades. Many believe we're accepted as New Zealanders. Let me remind the Minister of Immigration that it was the Pacific people who began arriving in the late 40s, providing labour that fueled New Zealand's rapid industrial growth in factories, infrastructure and development. And we helped build this nation. And when our so-called use-by date expired, police with dogs broke into our homes, humiliated our families, and deported our people. Enough is enough. We, the humble people of the Pacific, demand to be treated with respect, dignity, and equality now. This is an election year, and our votes will go to those who stand alongside us as equals.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa, greetings, and thank you for being here this morning. And thank you for today's petition. The Pacific, you know, is our front yard, and the people of the Pacific are our cousins, for better or for worse. Now, here's the fact. Cousins look after each other and respect each other. When it comes to visas, there's an issue in that people from nations outside the Pacific, in some instances, are getting far better treatment than you are. Not in my time. No, didn't you hear me? Now, that's no way to treat cousins, and New Zealand First is committed to getting that sorted out. Because when it comes to working with and helping out the Pacific people, we have believed that our front yard and our future is critically dependent upon the way we handle these issues. And there is a Pacific way, and it makes far more sense than this antiquated bureaucratic botch-up that passes for some of our delivery services today when it comes to immigration in our country. You'll see other political parties always talking about the Pacific, but when it comes to finding the money, the aid and the investment, ask yourself this question. It's in the good books, in the Bible. By their deeds you will know them. Some of you are old enough to remember the last time the rest did anything was when Norman Kirk was the Prime Minister. And that was circa 72, 73. After that, a lot of talk, or as they say in the United States, fast on the lip and slow on the hip. You all know it. As much as you like to forgive them, look at their record. When they went out there to battle for you, did they put it all on the line to make sure that they were a front yard neighbour to you? And you cannot say that of a party that I lead. In the 3 times we've had this job, we have dramatically stepped up our responsibilities to the Pacific. And we don't ask you to believe our words, we ask you to believe the budgetary record. But remember, when cousins help each other, they respect that hospitality. We want a change in our immigration service so they understand the Pacific way of dealing with this matter. We're cousins, and we respect each other wherever we are. It won't be easy. We'll work very hard to achieve the best we can with respect to the petition and the responsibilities you seek from it. It's important that access to New Zealand is not abused, and that the terms and conditions of that access are honoured. Do you remember, it's 19 years ago, and we started the seasonal working policy in the Pacific. And in the case of Samoa, we said, you organise the workforce, and we'll trust your organisation. But it's your village by village responsibility, and you send them here, and they'll be in the shoes, we'll be in the shoes of you, the parents. We'll look after them. But it goes both ways. And I honestly believe we can get a system going that's far, far more responsive to people's needs. When someone is dying, you haven't got days and weeks. You've got hours to make your plans. And we should be facilitating that. And for heaven's sake, as difficult as for us sitting here, many of us members of Parliament, scratching our head and thinking, how did it get this bad for so long?
That's right.
But as much as we will accept and care for and treat well people that are coming to our country, we expect them to behave and to honour the terms of their presence here. Cousins respect cousins. So thank you again for coming here. We're honoured to accept this petition. And we'll ensure as much as we can that we get the equivalence, the fairness and the promptness for the Pacific people, our front yard, that they richly deserve. Thank you very much.